Good evening. For this discussion board thread, I am continuing my look at resources on the Lieber Code. As a quick review, the Lieber Code was primarily drafted by Dr. Francis Lieber during the Civil War as an addendum for the Articles of War of 1806. The code covers an extensive range of topics from military necessity to prisoners of war, which is the primary reason I chose the topic. In addition, a little bit more that most people don't really understand or don't know is that Lieber is the one who pursues Halleck about writing this code. Dr. Francis Lieber actually had created other items and had said that, we need to create something that's going to provide our military a little more guidance. So he is actually the one who pursues Lieber or Halleck and not the other way around, like some historians have previously quoted. During a search through the Oxford Scholarship Database, that was an interesting search for me. I had to actually take 3 different routes to find 3 specific articles, or any articles whatsoever, I guess I should say. The first one yields one book with a single chapter that is an essay. The second one also deals with a specific book that has a single chapter. And the third one was one I had to go completely out of the Lieber Code or Dr. Francis Lieber and had to find under prisoners of war in order to gather information for it. So the first one is Francis Lieber's Code and Principles of Humanity, which was located in the book War Crimes, Law Comes of Age, Essays by Theodore Morone. This is going to be a book that has various different themes of military law. He only has the single chapter on Lieber, his code, and the principles of humanity, which he actually found as the best thing about Lieber's code was the fact that he does take humanity into consideration. He does look at different topics such as the idea of no quarter, the idea of a complete and total war, which he quotes Lieber as saying, the more vigorously wars are pursued, the better it is for humanity. Sharp wars are brief. The second one is also entitled The First Modern Codification of the Law of War, Francis Lieber and General Orders Number 100, was located in a book called Humanizing the Laws of War, Selected Writings of Richard Baxter. Now, this book, once again, is just a single chapter, and it is an essay that had been written by a gentleman by the name of Richard Baxter. Not 100% familiar with him, but I do, from my understanding, he was actually a prominent historian in international law. But he explores the idea that Lieber and his code was nothing more than an expansion of his first book entitled Political Ethics and his lecture series at Columbia University, which was entitled Laws and Usages of War. He comes to this idea because he looks at various different codes and looks at the political ethics book and compares the two and sees that they're eerily very similar. The last one, ironically, is a recent addition to my own personal collection entitled Yankee Plague, Escaped Union Prisoners and the Collapse of the Confederacy by Lauren Foote. Now, Foote does not specifically write on the Lieber Code. Instead, she examines the winter of 1864 when the South had an issue with Union POWs escaping, in part thanks to the local slave population. The book, however, is of value, though, to me because she does have primary and secondary sources about the Lieber Code within her bibliography and her footnotes. And for that, that'll allow me to locate additional resources. Thank you and have a great night.